Well, welcome back. Right now, we've got a great guest to talk to us about a very interesting product that is very useful, pretty specifically to the voiceover industry. So let's welcome Bob Merkel. Bob, how you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great, Dan and George. Thank you very much. And by the way, congratulations on your 100th episode. I saw that one, what was it, last week?
Yeah. And we did them one after another. We're really tired. We need a little bit of a rest. But, how long have you been in the voiceover business? Are you a voice actor yourself?
I tried it twice. And actually, mostly on the production side, back in the early 90s. I have an engineering background and an arts background. I was hired by an advertising company to take over some of their creative directing. And it was my job to do voice hunting. I was a voice seeker to match the scripts for what the writers were doing. And at that time, it was still cassette tape, so you can understand the grinding job of listening for voices. And I'll skip all the details, but I came up with a different way of doing it and couldn't quite bring it to market. One of the interesting stories is I took a prototype of the system down to Chicago, and the producers loved it. Then I had to wait. I had to put the project on hold because I didn't have the money, raising 4 kids. And fast forward about till 2002, finally had the time, finally had the resources, put together the prototype I told you about. Producers loved it again and brought it to market. By that time, the internet had come of age as well. So we've been in business since 2003. And they're on version 3.6 of the product of VoiceZam.
Yeah. Now, for those people who aren't familiar with this particular product, what specifically is it, and how does it benefit the average voice actor?
Excellent question. A lot of people don't quite understand it because it breaks the normal paradigm of how demos are previewed by producers or agents or casting directors. And you can see my screen. I'll give you a quick demonstration. Most of the time, when producers receive a demo, it's in a form of an MP3 file. And what they will do, they'll launch it on their desktop or their mobile device, and they'll see something like this. And I won't go through all of this because you can see it in our explainer video on voicezam.com. But the single track playback mechanism is not suitable for a multi-track presentation as a voiceover demo is. And that's what VoiceZam is.
So when you mean multi-track, you mean multiple cuts, one after another.
Yeah.
Correct. And multi-track is used in different ways, and I'm using it to say that within your demo, there's actual multiple tracks of different voicings that the voice actor has to do.
Right.
And a lot of times producers will listen to, and I was one of them, you listen to the first 20 seconds or even the first 10 seconds, you think, oh, I kind of know this person. But many people have very, very different voices even within their commercial demos, and by clicking on the multiple tracks, a producer can quickly go through a demo. They can engage with it and have a better interactive experience with it. So it kind of opens up the demo.
Yeah, so it actually breaks down your existing demo into different parts and different parts of the demo.
Yes, we do that. When you sign up, we take your existing demo and we break it into its individual parts. We have a demonstration here on our website, What is VoiceZam? And here's Chris Mazzalesto. So Chris signed up, gave us his demo, and now we've broken that into its different parts. You've never seen anything like this. So here's the first track, the second track, the third track, and so on. So what that really does for the producer is opens up a whole new world of them engaging with your demo. If they don't necessarily like your first voice, they can cut it short and go to the second one. And the problem with the existing demos, they can't do that because they don't know where the start of the second track.
You're basically stuck having to hope that very, very first clip is the one that sells them. And if it isn't, that's it.
They can move on.
Yeah,
and they can just keep going. And we track the hits from users, and we can see exactly how far they go. And most of them go right to the end because they have that flexibility.
So what essentially can happen here is a producer is going to go to this particular program and see, your demo divided up. And if they have a specific client or they are a specific client with a specific product, they don't have to necessarily listen to all the different cuts on your demo. They can find one that is similar and at least start there and perhaps speed up the process a little bit.
Exactly. And the great thing about the VoiceZam layout, which I call stack tracks, if you want to call it that, is this track, Beneful, can be, if you want it to be, 20 seconds. Because if they don't like the first few seconds, they can jump forward. But if they do like it, they can stay to the end or click forward. They can peruse the whole thing and then keep going to the other tracks. So you can actually, if you sum the total of all these tracks, it can be greater than a minute. You know, the whole 1 minute barrier, don't keep it above 1 minute. The problem with that directive that's been given to the voiceover community is in my opinion, and you'll see I can prove this, it's attacking the wrong side of the equation. It's attacking the demo when really the problem is the player. The player is what's fighting the producer, and the VoiceZam player allows them to engage, and it kind of opens up a new world where they can stay glued to it longer. And of course, that's good for the voice talent because they're hearing more of their voices, more reads.
That makes perfect sense. So how easy is it? I mean, obviously, you want people to sign up and use the service. How easy is it to actually get your voice on there and go through the process of being part of VoiceZam? And how do you add it to your website?
Okay, let me demonstrate that. All you have to do is go to our membership page and you answer, I think, 7 questions or enter 7 fields. And one of them is a link to my voiceover demo. And another one is a link to my website or online portfolio. And that gives us a picture of what level you are in the industry. And we also ask you to submit 3 recent voiceover jobs because we're looking for people not necessarily fully established, but who are established, who have some track record, they're committed. VoiceZam is not for new folks trying to get in. You need a professionally produced demo that you can give us so that you can utilize our tool. Then once you submit that, we take that demo, we break it into reads, and we send you a activation code. You sign up, you're in, and the first thing you know is you're online. And what you get is something that looks like this. Of course, it doesn't have the titles in because you put that, you title them. But as soon as you activate, we show you your online demo. It's there. Then you can log in and add new reads. You can add new demos. You can set up your contact information, which I'll show you with that real quick. So here we have Dean Wendt showcased on the front of our website. This is an actual player of Dean. And if we go to his website, I can do that for you.
It's nice because the profile is like a miniature version of the web. I mean, you can get all the contact information on the talent right off the profile, right in that menu.
Right off the profile. And the reason it looks like this is my design. Well, I didn't do the actual graphic design, but what I told the graphic designer is I want something that looks like you can hold in your hand because eventually it's going to be an app.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, actually. That's coming soon?
I won't say soon, but it's coming. It's definitely in the works.
It's in the works.
One thing about Dean's Player here is that you can cross-sell to all your other demos. So a lot of producers, and I was one of them, saying, they can do commercial work, but how is let's say, their promo work? So we go to promo, hit click, or play, and then you can start going through this. Desperate. And then the other thing, once you like the talent or you want to get an audition, you click on the plus sign. And here we have their social media up here or their different agents and representation, or you can contact them directly. Let's say Joey Speakeasy just signed up. And what he's going to look like, what his page will look like, something like this, right? So he's got his normal players. We've all seen this. We're going to turn it into this eventually. But to get there, we first need to sign up. Sign in. So I've already signed up. My demo's been processed. I've activated. And please slow me down or speed me up if I'm going too fast or slow.
No, it's good so far.
You're fine.
I'm using a test talent. His name is actually Joey Speakeasy.
It's shiny.
And I'm sorry you keep hearing the sound. This is the wonderful and well-known Bob Sauer. He's graciously allowed me to use his reads for this demonstration. So here he has 7 reads. And let's say Bob just did a brand new spot and he got a release and he wants to put it on his demo. So he would log in. And now we're in the showcase. And I won't go through all this completely, but you can see we have our demos here. And if I click on commercial, here are all my tracks, or my reads, we call them, lined up. So the way Bob adds a read is he knows where the MP3 file is. So we're going to say add a new read to a demo. We're going to say we want to add it to the commercial type. We choose the file. And I know we've got lots of stuff here we need to get to. So here we are. He's titled it #1 allergy medicine. And I won't play it for you. Just assume it could play if I played it on my machine. So now it's ready to be uploaded. I can change the title if I want to. I'll just say #1. Save it. And where did it go? Well, it went right here underneath my commercial demo. But it's offline. The reason we do that is we don't want it to immediately be online because Bob might want to retitle it or resequence it. So let's do that. He does. Or I should say Joey Speakeasy. I'm referring to Bob. So the first thing we need to do is unlock the demo. This prevents you from tampering or from changing your demo in a way that you might not want to. So we unlock. We're going to take that read and slip it up into position #2. Okay? And before I lock it, you'll see right here, nothing up my sleeve. I'm going to refresh.
This is from
go to the commercial demo here. Oh, it's offline, so I can't show it to you. What I'll do is I'll put it online and then unlock it.
So when it's unlocked, it's offline.
It's offline,
right?
Unavailable at that time.
Makes sense.
Yep.
So here it is. It's shiny, it's blue, Super Bowl on Sunday. So we'll go back to the showcase. We'll unlock, put it online, lock it up again. There's a little processing that goes on in the background. As soon as that's done,
this is really sophisticated, but still with an easy to understand interface.
Oh, very easy. Well, it's been in process for about 8 years.
Yeah, well, it shows. It shows. I've seen a lot of bad interfaces. This one's pretty
So there
easy.
we are. It's shiny, it's blue, and here's our new...
The #1 prescribed allergy medicine.
And then there's Super Bowl.
So watch the Super Bowl on Sunday.
So that's how easy it is. And I could have retitled it too at this point as well.
Excellent. So it is simple. And of course, you take people through the process, and that makes it, once you go through the process you just learn how, and you're able to really manage the whole thing yourself.
Correct. And we have a full tutorial here. I'll just give you an example. So let's say we wanted to add a read. Under reads, we say adding a read, and it's just a step-by-step simple process of how to do it.
So you can either add a read or you can add an entire new demo.
You can add a demo. Now, there is a caveat to adding a demo. It's not, it's very easy, but there is a cost to it if you want us to add the demos. It's $29.95
I see.
per demo. But if you want to save that money, you can go in and if you're pretty good with an audio editor, go in and add a new read to each demo, cut it up and add each read by yourself.
Cool. I like that you offer it as a service, but you don't need it if you know how to do it yourself.
And it surprises me how many people use it, and I realize time is money for a lot of these folks. So for $29.95, it's easier for us to do it, and we're happy to do it.
Cool. Excellent. So if someone wants to try your service, I see you offer a 15-day free trial on it. Just go over to voicezam.com.
VoiceZam under membership, and just start it up. You get a 15-day trial. And one thing I wanted to mention before we're done here is VoiceZam, I think there's a little bit of a misconception out there that it's only a player. And you can see there's a lot of power behind it. There's Zamtistics behind that. And if I could demonstrate that, I would do it too.
Absolutely.
Okay. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is what's called a ZAM link. And so Joey Speaky has a ZAM link. It would be your professional name .voicezam.com. And you can send this out in an email. And as long as people get it and click on it, they get the player like this. So they have the unitized player. So if we went to Dean Wendt, he has a ZAM link as well. I won't demonstrate that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you folks, I'm going to drop this in my text box. And I'd like you to click on it on your own machine. Let's say I just sent it to you. Click on it in your own machine and click on a few demos, switch demos if you want. Just get an idea. While you're doing that, I'm going to show you a demonstration of what you can do with your ZAM link. Because VoiceZam is it's the replacement for your demo. And this is really important. It's not just a player, it's a replacement for your demo. And if you guys remember a bunch of years back, the demo was a first-class player in this industry. And I think because of the problems that the player has introduced and a lot of the people attacking the demo and saying you have to keep making it shorter and shorter and shorter, it's kind of become this second-class player. Yeah, I kind of got a demo and I need to update it. And it's not that important anymore. But when you think about it, it is really your business calling card in the voiceover industry. I think the emphasis has gone to websites. You really need a website. Okay, you do need a website, but what producers will tell you is they want to hear your voices first, and then they want to get to know you. So you want your voices forward wherever you can, and then to get to know you, they'll look at your website. So let me show you something that one of our clients has done. Her name is Roxanne Hernandez Coyne.
Of course, Roxy.
And she has put on the bottom of her emails a signature which looks like this. So it's listen to my demos, and this is if she wrote a email to you, hi Dan and George, lorem ipsum dolor, she knows Latin now, fantastico Roxanne. So here she's put 3 graphics of listen to my demo, and what I did is I sent this to myself, and I'm mocking this up, of course. So now I'm in my inbox, and I've just received this. Well, look how this I can't point, but look how this stands out. So let's say I wanted to hear commercial English. If I click on this link,
New Ghirardelli
up pops Roxanne's player.
Bars. Discover the...
And now the producer can see exactly what she's done, and it can cross-sell to other demos. He can look at her website if he wants to. But this is a quick way that you can embed your ZAM link, and that's why it's important, into your email. What's most important about it is you can start using VoiceZam. A lot of people say to me, my website's not ready. I'm redoing it, or I'm going to redo my demos or whatever. This is a way that people can quickly get started by pushing their demo out there, and that's what you need to do. It's kind of like me. I can design the greatest system like this, but if I don't tell people about it and get it out there and get it in front of people, they'll never know about it. And it's the same struggle that voiceover artists have.
Oh, yeah, marketing. I mean, for example, it's taken me for a while to hear about your service. So it's a prime example of how important marketing is.
Exactly. And that's really what the demo should do. It should lead your marketing to show producers who and what you are. Maybe you're not for somebody, but at least they heard you. And the cool thing about the ZAM link is they can take it and they can move it into their favorites if they want. And they'll always have that available because whenever they go here, it'll come up right to the player.
Wow. That's really powerful. Now I completely understand it. Makes sense. And hopefully our audience does too.
So in a nutshell,
if you have any questions, just write me. I can certainly show you that.
In a nutshell, the embedding, is it any different than like embedding a YouTube video on a web page, or is it more complex than that?
A YouTube video, it's a little more complex, but let me take you through that. So here we have, I think I showed you this before, the pre, and here's the post. What we're going to do is we're going to make changes in the HTML to go from this to this. And so I'm going to use a file that I've already prepared called work.vz. And what it is, it's the starting state of this website. And our tutorial, we have another tutorial which says embedding VoiceZam. And developers love it because it takes them step by step of where they need to drop code. And really, it's just object code, and I'll show you how we do that. I use a tool called Visual Studio 2012 because of my development background. And here is the source behind this file, all right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to drop some code, which we show you what it is. And when I'm dropping code, I'm just going to uncomment it. So blah, 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 it has your account number in it. It's going to refer to Joy Speakeasy website, and we show you what each one of these parameters are. You can have it auto-play. You can show the contacts button if you want. There's a lot of options here.
Right.
So we uncomment that. So now I'm going to save it. I'll hit Control-S. And look what happens. The player shows up.
Cool.
Okay, so that was easy. The second thing we need to do is we need to put something at the top to make the player play. So I'm going to uncomment this area of code. That's going to give us some JavaScript buttons. And there they are. And now it's actually functional. So if I hit narration,
It could be our mothers,
It launches the narration demo. If I hit commercial,
It's shiny.
it launches the commercial demo. But we don't want these old players there because we know that's old technology by this time. So let's comment those out. I hope I'm doing this right.
Yeah, and this is stuff that if you're not a web person or this stuff scares the heck out of you, then you ask your web person to help you with this.
Exactly. And as you can see, unless you get into some complex websites, most HTML programmers can handle this. And there you have it. So there's the site. When I click on commercial, it plays. When I click on narration, it plays. So I did that in 3 steps. Now, you'll know I cookie cuttered a lot of this, but at least I showed you the simplicity of it. And that's what's written up in all the tutorial, all the steps for what I just did.
All right. Well, it's an amazing piece of software. Now that I understand it, maybe I'll actually give this a shot and talk to my web guy and say, how do I do this? And
thank you.
He makes it real simple for me. So,
well, before we let you go, tell us what it costs.
The cost right now is, because we've just dropped our price, you can read about it here, is $8.95 per month for the base, and that gives you everything listed here, the whole ZAM link and all those items, the context tab, everything is included except Zamtistics. And by the way, let's do this.
Show us that, yeah. Show us Zamtistics real quick.
Okay, so let me get to... I'll log in again.
This is essentially going to show you who's using your site, what they're listening to, that sort of thing.
Exactly. Now, we didn't get them all. I'm not sure why, but somebody here clicked on, it was Dan and G. What that means is, Dan and G, I want to show you what that means. We can put a parameter, and you can do this from inside the showcase. You don't have to add code like this. We put Dan and G on the back of here, P equals. What that says is whenever anybody clicks on this player that's been sent out with Dan and G in my Zamtistics, wherever it went. So what happened was that player sends back Dan and G. And why is that important? Well, if I send it out to an agent or producer, I can see what they clicked on, how long they clicked on something. It gives me some feedback. And Zamtistics are important because it's no longer send and pray. You know, sending out your demo, even an MP3 file, you'll never know if it went into the bit bucket, if they listened to it, what happened. At least this gives you some feedback to show you what they clicked on. And I'm finding for a lot of talent, it's really encouraging to see that they've just at least been heard. And it makes, you know, marketing is hard and making those sales calls and sending your demo out is difficult. Well, this encourages you even more. So that's how Zamtistics works. And there's a lot more to it. You know, you can do it hits by demo. You can show which demos have been hit. The blue means it's been downloaded, so people can download individual reads,
right,
et cetera, et cetera.
Cool.
I can see the value of that. I'm always looking for data to see how something is working and where I need to make adjustments and things along those lines. And that kind of data is absolutely vital. So it's great that that's part of the program.
A great story, I'll just interject real quick, is Chris Mezzalesta sent out, he did an email blast and found out that people were dropping off the first read. And so he moved that read to the second read, and then people were staying through his whole demo. I mean, I don't know how you could get that kind of intel. He'll tell you about it too. He's a good.
Oh yeah, we know Chris.
We know Chris really well.
He knows all about VoiceZam. The last thing I'll show you before we go is here's my Facebook business page, which is totally tricked out, as you can see. And the only thing I want to show you here is right down here we have a custom button, and when I click on it, now we have Facebook
It's shiny.
showing my player.
So watch this.
So if you have a Facebook business site, I think that's what it's called, business page. Thank you.
You can link your VoiceZam right to your Facebook page.
You can embed your VoiceZam player right there, and it's fully complete. And the tab button or the contact button is turned off on this player. But that's it.
Wow, that is fantastic. Well, Bob, thanks for showing this to us. I mean, everybody's been hearing about it, and now all of our audience understands what it is and how it works. And hopefully they'll all flock there right now. But as you said, it's easy to sign up, and you offer a 15-day free trial, so everybody should run down there and at least give it a shot.
Give it 15 days, and even who can't afford $9 to give this a shot? Most people will find as soon as they start using it, Producers love it. They love the fact that they don't have to be hostage in a linear playback world anymore. It opens up a whole new world for them interactively.
Right. Well, Bob, thanks for being with us today on East West Audio Shop and demonstrating VoiceZam for us, and good luck to you.
Thank you so much, guys. It was a pleasure to be here.
All right. Take care.
Thank you.